Welcome to part 4 of our Utah trip. Over the last few videos, we've been exploring the stunning landscapes the state has to offer, from the hoodoos of Bryce Canyon National Park to the rugged beauty of Capitol Reef. We also hiked to the Cosmic Ashtray, a surreal, otherworldly formation that looks like it belongs on another planet. In this video, we start off by venturing into remote and wild terrain around Factory Butte, a landscape that feels like another planet. Bearing down. We are at Factory Butte Special Recreation Management Area. Hey guys, we're just at our campsite for the night, Moon Overlook. So after the Hickman Bridge, we basically drove down here, and then we stopped at Factory Butte, and then we drove down here. There's only one other car here right now that's camping, but there were quite a few people that came in, and then a group of people on ATVs, but it's just us here. It's pretty windy because we're on a cliff, but you'll see the clips of the sunset, and then we heard it's nice here during sunrise, so I guess we will see tomorrow. We woke up to the distant hum of vehicles making their way down the dirt road towards us. Stepping out of the tent, we saw photographers setting up their cameras and tripods. As the sun peeked out of the horizon, its light revealed a surreal landscape. Dusty ridges and cratered terrain stretching endlessly in the distance. In that moment, it truly felt like we had woken up on the surface of the moon. It's hard to believe a place like this exists, and even more incredible, we were able to camp here and wake up to such an unreal view. This was hands down the most unforgettable campsite of our entire trip through Utah, and an experience I will never forget. Guys, welcome to day 7 of our Utah trip. Last night we camped at Moon Overlook and then we caught the sunrise this morning, so we took some photos and then we got a good view of Factory Butte in the distance, and then when the sun hit it for sunrise it looked beautiful, so I'm sure you'll see the photos. Today we're now heading back to Fruta to go to the Gifford house to hopefully secure a pie, because yesterday was just too chaotic. And then the plan today is we're going to go to Goblin Valley State Park. And then we're going to go there, check it out for a bit. And then I think we're going to hit up a couple arches at Arches National Park in the afternoon. But yeah, that's going to be our day. And it's going to be a good day, hopefully more chill and not a lot of hiking like we've been doing the past 2 days, because I think we're pretty hiked out. But it's been beautiful and so far we're having a good time. George is just airing up his tires right now because we were driving in a bit of a rough road. But yeah, we're gonna head over to Fruta and we'll see you there.
The Gifford House sits at the heart of Fruta, a small but once thriving Mormon settlement from the late 1800s. Today, the Gifford House operates as a quaint little shop offering fresh-baked pies, handmade jams, and other locally made goodies. George and I ended up buying some apple salsa, peach cinnamon jam, and apple butter. They were all delicious. If you're ever in the area, don't miss a chance to stop by and make sure you grab a pie.
Just devour those pies. Done.
Goblin Valley State Park is one of the most unique and otherworldly landscapes in Utah. Walking through this valley feels like stepping into another planet, surrounded by thousands of strange rock formations known as hoodoos or goblins. But let me tell you, exploring this place in 30-degree heat is no joke. The sun was beating down on us, and with little to no shade, it felt even hotter. If you do visit, definitely bring a lot of water, sunscreen, and you'll for sure need a hat too. Despite the heat, this place is absolutely worth it. Whether you're hiking, climbing around the goblins, or just taking in the scenery, Goblin Valley is a one-of-a-kind destination that truly showcases the wild beauty of Utah. After spending time in the beating sun, it was time to get some food. We drove into Green River to get some lunch at the Tamarisk restaurant.
first stop in Arches is the LaSalle Mountain Viewpoint. Look, there's lots of parking because it's 5 p.m. now. Wow, so nice. Next stop in Arches is Balanced Rock, which you can get to pretty easily from the parking lot. And even if you don't want to walk to it, you can just see it.
Well, that was a cool off-roading experience.
So yeah, we just went on this off-road trail to try to find a campsite at Bride's Canyon.
Friend recommendation. Don't listen to your friends. Just kidding.
Yeah.
You're probably wondering how we ended up here. Well, let's just say our search for a campsite took an unexpected turn.
Hey guys, I'm straightening my hair out in the darkness at camp. We left Arches early because the double arch road was closed for some reason. But then we were like, oh, this is great. We'll just get to camp early. So then we tried out this BLM land that supposed to take us to Bride Canyon, and then it turns out that it was actually like a off-roading type ATV trail. And then when we finally got to the campsites, it took us like 40 minutes. There were actually people there in the first 3 campsites, and then the road kind of got too difficult to drive, so we had to make the decision to turn back. We drove out of there, and George thought he found something on the map where we could turn in and it would be BLM land. But turns out it was some like off-road rental, day use type looking area. But there was a guy just standing there. So then we just asked him if he knew where there was camping close by, and he just suggested this place called Willow Springs. So we drove there, but it was already, obviously at this point, it's already pitch dark. So we turned on, and then it was just busy. Like, just everybody in this Moab area is just camping. After like 10 minutes or so, we found a spot, and here we are. Camp is set up, and I'm straightening my hair now, and it's 9 p.m. But it's a decent spot. There are some of these like weird prickly bushes, so so we just have to be a little careful when we walk around. We made it. I hope the car is okay, but that's basically all you miss. But yeah, I think after this we're just gonna call it a night, and we'll be up early again, trying to go to Arches tomorrow to do a couple more hikes. That's it. Okay, good night. Hey guys, it's day 8 of our Utah trip, or October the 4th. I think we're on day 8. It's been a week. We woke up really early to try to get into our timed entry at Arches for 7 a.m. But as it turns out, because we got there at 6:53, we didn't even need the damn entry, so all is well. And then we immediately went to go hike the Delicate Arch.
Since it was an easy hike, the Delicate Arch was very busy. There were a lot of families and large groups of people on the hike, including a wedding party group of 30 people. When we got to the arch, we saw tons of people gathered, all waiting for that perfect moment when the sun would shine through the arch. Some people, though, were shouting at other people who would try to get under the arch for a photo, as it was ruining their photo. It was a bit chaotic, so George and I didn't stay too long since it was getting way too crowded for our liking. We made a quick stop to check out the viewpoint of the fiery furnace. You do need a permit to do this hike, or you can join a ranger-led tour. The fiery furnace is a maze of narrow sandstone canyons, towering fins, and hidden arches. It does require scrambling, squeezing through tight spaces, and climbing over boulders, so if that doesn't interest you, then I would skip it, but I would still stop by to check out the viewpoint. After a morning of hiking and exploring Arches National Park, we were ready for a break. As we were leaving, we passed a long line of cars waiting to get in. It definitely gets busy later in the day. We hit the road and made our way to Moab to grab some food and escape the heat for a bit. Our first impressions? Moab was bustling, packed with tourists, and finding parking was no easy task. My favorite thing I ate was the salted caramel donut at Doughbird. We were planning to go back and hike Devil's Garden Trail in Arches, but it was still super hot after lunch, so we figured we'd save it for tomorrow morning and get an early start instead. So we switched things up and headed over to Canyonlands National Park for the afternoon to check out a few viewpoints.
Our first stop in Canyonlands is the Grand Point. It's so hot right now, I think we're dying of heat exhaustion. Next stop is the Orange Cliffs Overlook. Ooh, that's a nice breeze. It is cooking here right now. We are dying, but we're trying to get some of these viewpoints done and then we can go to Dead Horse State Park.
We are at Canyonlands. So we went to hit up the viewpoints today. And then we were just going to hit up the Schaefer Trail viewpoint. And then we were looking at everyone doing the trail. And George is like, oh yeah, we can do it. So now we're doing it.
I mean, we planned to do it, and I was like, nah, let's not do it. And then I saw it, and I'm like, yeah, let's just do it. We're only here now.
Yeah.
As well. It doesn't seem like it's too bad. I think we're okay. It's better than yesterday.
Better than the unexpected off-road trail yesterday. All the way down there.
Ready?
Yeah. Schaefer Trail was honestly so cool. It's kind of wild that a trail like this exists inside a national park and that you're actually allowed to drive it. George and I haven't seen anything like it in any other park we've been to. Once you make it down the switchbacks, the trail turns into more of a scenic drive. It took longer than we expected to loop back to the main road, but it was worth it. The views of the Colorado River once things opened up were amazing. If you're thinking about doing Schaefer Trail, definitely give yourself plenty of time, especially if you're running low on daylight. Sunset was around 8 p.m. when we were there, and yes, we ended up searching for a campsite in the dark again.